Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. My name is Nur Izahani and the other members is Muzamir, Mekeren and Nazri. We are from Group 5 gonna present about topic welding. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. My name is Nur Izahani and the other members is Muzamir, Mekeren and Nazri. We are from Group 5 gonna present about topic welding. What is welding? Welding is a fabrication process whereby two or more parts are fused together by means of heat, pressure, or both forming a joint as the parts cool. Welding is usually used on metals and thermoplastic, but can also be used on wood. The complete welded joint may be referred to as a weldment. Some materials require the use of specific process and technique. A number are considered unweldable, a term not usually found in direct dictionary but useful and descriptive in engineering. The parts that are joined are known as a parent material. The material added to help from the joint is called filler or consumable. The form of these materials may see them referred to as parent plate or pipe, filler wire, and consumable electrode. Consumables are usually chosen to be similar in composition to the parent material, thus forming a homogeneous weld, but there are occasions such as when welding. Next, I'm gonna talking about type of welding used in aircraft. Welding of aircraft engine components has been taking place for many years, but number of developments including arc welding, productivity and quality, fiber laser welding efficiency and size, linear friction welding machine size and accuracy, and laser additive manufacture of components. There's two types of welding used in aircraft. First is gas welding. Gas welding consists of an oxyacetylene flame produced in a torch by burning acetylene in pure oxygen. The subsequent flame has a temperature as high which can easily melt metal. The melted metal surfaces are then bonded together to yield a joint. Thus, gas welding is used in aircraft industry to manufacture and repair aircraft. The leading equipment involved in this type of welding are two cylinders to hold oxygen and acetylene. Cylinder gauges to regulate the pressure, missing head, colored hoses, and spark lighter. Additional precautionary equipment is needed to ensure procedure safety, including welding goggles with the right color lens, a specific range for acetylene tank valves, any leakage, and functional fire extinguisher. Number two is electric welding. In the aircraft industry, this welding technique is extensively used for manufacturing and repair. There are three categories of electric welding. Each differs in their equipment and the procedure employed. However, they follow the same underlying function, forming an electric arc to concentrate the heat, produce, melt, and then join metals. The three categories of electric arc welding are shielded metal arc welding, gas metal arc welding, and gas tungsten arc welding. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Muzamir bin Abdullah, and today I will give you the explanation of basic concepts for type of welding. So, what is gas welding? As you know, gas welding is the process of using heat generated from burning a fuel gas to cut or join metals together. Gas welding is one of the most important types of welding because of its scope of application. It is one of the oldest form of heat-based welding and remains the go-on option for many industries. The reason why this welding technique is still very popular is because of its ease of use and low cost nature. Carrying out a welding process with gas welding is relatively easy and does not necessarily require expert welders. And the second one is, what is electric arc welding? So arc welding is a welding process that uses an electric arc to create enough heat to melt metal. It causes and results in bonding. This fusion welding uses AC or DC power supply as its source of heat. The power supply creates an arc between a consumable and non-consumable electrode, passing either AC or DC current to the base material. In other words, it is type of welding process that uses a welding power supply to generate an electric arc between a metal stick and the base metal. It melts the metals at the point of contact. Their choices and stability of welders to use direct or alternating current and consumable or non-consumable electrode depending on the factors considered. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, I am Darren. I'm going to present about the advantage and disadvantage of the type of welding. So, the advantage of gas welding, it can be used to join many different types of metal. Gas welding can be used to weld ferrous and non-ferrous metals together. This is one of the greatest strengths compared to other welding process. Second, it does not require the use of electricity. When we compare gas welding to other popular weld methods like arc welding, gas welding does not require any electricity to operate. Hence, you can use gas welding in places that do not have any access to electricity. Then, the advantage also cheap equipment cost. The initial required capital for gas welding is very low when compared to other forms of welding. For some applications, this is very beneficial. So the advantage of the gas welding is the slow rate of heating and metal joining compared to other forms of welding, cannot reach the temperatures of arc welding, and thus doesn't have a dedicated flux shielding system. This results in some very serious weld defects. Hello, I am Darren. I'm going to present about the advantage and disadvantage of the type of welding. So, the advantage of gas welding, it can be used to join many different types of metal. Gas welding can be used to weld ferrous and non-ferrous metals together. This is one of the greatest strengths compared to other welding process. Second, it does not require the use of electricity. When we compare gas welding to other popular weld methods like arc welding, gas welding does not require any electricity to operate. Hence, you can use gas welding in places that do not have any access to electricity. Then, the advantage also cheap equipment cost. The initial required capital for gas welding
Okay, I will continue the presentation about type of zone in the application aircraft. In aircraft, there are three types of zone. One, orthogonal zone, two, bleeding zone, and three, plane articulation. Next, Okay, I will continue the presentation about type of zone in the application aircraft. In aircraft, there are three types of zone. One, orthogonal zone, two, bleeding zone, and three, plane articulation. Next, safety element tool during the welding work. There are 7 safety element tools during the welding work. One of them is safety glasses must be worn at all time in addition to welding mask. 2. Sturdy footwear with rubber sole must be worn. And 3. A welding mask with correct grade length for GMAW must be worn. 4. Respirator. Okay, I will continue the presentation about type of zone in the application aircraft. In aircraft, there are three types of zone. One, orthogonal zone, two, bleeding zone, and three, plane articulation. Next, safety element tool during the welding work. There are 7 safety element tools during the welding work. One of them is safety glasses must be worn at all time in addition to welding mask. 2. Sturdy footwear with rubber sole must be worn. And 3. A welding mask with correct grade length for GMAW must be worn. 4. Respiratory protection device must be required. And 5. Long and loose hair must be contained. And 6. Close fitting or protective clothing to cover arm and leg must be worn. And lastly, oil-free leather glove and spot must be worn. Next, safety element procedure during the
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. It's me again, Muhammad Zamir, and now I will give you the conclusion. So, for conclusion, modern welding mechanization guarantees higher efficiency, quality, productivity, and finish. Welding measures have improved numerous areas, and their preference have made welding or important in aircraft, especially gas welding. In any case, quality and security guidelines must be kept up consistently, inseparably with regular support. Mechanical welding is in progressive popularity, and as it is a particular cycle, the requirement for standout modern welding firms has never been higher. The objective can be achievable to do the practical welding, we must have skill to do the welding, use the knowledge and understanding of the theories, and also welding techniques are applied in the practical welding. We will remain to stay alert in safety while doing a work before and after finish the practice. We also learn how to process the welding joint meeting and the best angle, concentration and the movement of the electrode and the speed of moving the electrode to be used. We will also introduce to the thickness of the metal and type of the electrode used are the factor in a welding process. So that's all from us. Thank you so much and Assalamualaikum.
That's all from our group. Thank you.